Greetings dear friends and welcome once more to this channel. I am Ken Jerry from Revolution Company. In this tutorial, we are going to be solving our HND 2021 case study, Object-Oriented Programming. Before we get started, if you have not yet subscribed to this channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button below. So, let's move to the question. So as I said earlier, we are going to be using our Java. So let's read the question together. The question says that a certain university is made up of departments. The departments on their part have a name, programs, lecturers, students. Implement a C++ or Java program which takes university as a class and departments as object with name, programs, lecturers, students as members. Initialize name as IT, program as HND, lecturer as Mr. P, student as AP. The program should be such that it outputs the complete information of the university. So in order to solve this exercise, we are going to be using the IDE Visual Studio. So let's move to Visual Studio. In Visual Studio, I'm going to move to the terminal. In the terminal, I'm going to create 3 different folders inside my university program folder. And lastly, a test folder. So you can see that we have 3 folders inside our university program folder. Now I'm going to move to the source folder and I'm going to create a file which I will call university.java. In my university file, I'm going to create my class which will have an accessibility of public or an access modifier of public, and then you can see the class is university. So the question says that my university will have the attribute name, so those are my attributes, and you can see that all my attributes are of type string. So we have name, program, lecturer, and student. Then remember that the question says that, let's move back to the question so we can see that together. So you can see here that the question says that initialize name as IT, program as HND, lecturer as Mr. P, student as AP. Let's move back to our program. In order to initialize our attribute, we will need to create a constructor. So what is a constructor? A constructor is a special method that is used to initialize objects in Java. So let's create a constructor together. So with this, you can see that we have initialized all our attributes as expected. So after doing that, we will need to create another method which will be used to display the university detail. just going to copy this. Okay, so you can see that with this, we have created a class university. We have created a constructor, which is a special method that is used to give an initial state to an object in Java. And we have given all the stated state as the question demanded. And lastly, we have created another method which will be used to display a result. Okay. Still here, I am going to create another Java file. This one I will call it university access.java. So in the university access.java file, you can see that I have created my class, which is university access, and the accessibility is public. So in it, I'm going to add public. Okay, when I have done this, I can now create instances of my university class. Remember that the question said that the object or that the department is an object. Okay, so we are done. So the university access class is used to access the university class, and it is in my university access class that I create instances of my university class, and then I can access or use the different methods that I have defined in the university class. So with this, we are done with our exercise. So let's compile and test. So I'm going to move back to my terminal. So to compile it, I'm going to use, so I want to compile all the files and save them in the classes folder. So if we move to the classes folder, it's still empty. Let me move back here. Let me save all. And then now I'm going to recompile. So you can see our compile classes. So I can now run it using Java. Oh, sorry. I need to move to the classes folder. So you can see our output. We could also decide to add another constructor to our university class so that we can specify the attributes of our object at the point of its creation instead of using the default value that we had to initialize in the default constructor. So to do that, I'm going to call this guy default constructor. Then now I'm going to add. So what we have just done is called constructor overloading. And in Java, constructor overloading means defining multiple constructors in the same class. And each of these constructors will have a different parameter list. So now let's move to our university access. So formally, this is what we did in our university access file. So we are going to modify this in order to use our parameterized constructor instead of the default constructor that we had previously. So I'm going to come back here. So now back at display the university detail, this remains the same. So you are going to realize that instead of us getting the default values which we initialized in the default constructor, our program will instead use the parameterized constructor because we have had to initialize the values of our attribute at the point of creating the instance of our class. So let's save this and run our program back. So I'm going to save this, save all, then I will compile, move back to the terminal, new terminal. So you can see that now we are having the attribute values that were specified at the point of creating our object. So we have solved out that question. So thank you once more for watching this video, and please remember, if you have not yet subscribed to this channel, make sure you do so, and remember to share. Thanks.